and welcome to a new series of videos called simply Track Attack. So, welcome to Track Attack, and the entire point of this series will simply be showing off what I can do on some of these tracks and hopefully helping you guys figure out some faster routes to make it easier for you to compete with other players online and have a good time and maybe beat the time attacks yourself if you seem to be struggling with some of them. So take everything I say here with a pinch of salt. Obviously I am not the Bible of SRB2 kart, and if you disagree with my routes, play the game however you want. It's up to you, it's a free country, man. Alright, starting off with the first shortcut. Boosting through that rock will take you to a boost pad that will let you get around slightly faster than going through the cave. And then boosting over the hill cuts out the U-turn section, which you can see going past the bridge there. Green Hill Zone is very much so just about maintaining drifts and drifting as often as possible, just to keep that speed up. If you're struggling with this track, I'd really just recommend a fast character with high drifting. Metal Sonic is usually always good for any track in particular. As long as it has straightaways, speed characters will find it homey. And now, welcome to the second track, Dark Race. This track has lots of turns. It accommodates very well for drift-based characters and lots of boost pads as well that you want to hit. Similar to Twinkle Kart in some respects, which I'll get to later, in the way that it has lots of boost pads and you want to hit all of them. In terms of what kind of characters perform best on this track, I'd look at characters with good handling. Knuckles, Tails usually be able to get good drifts between the corners. In terms of shortcuts, there's this one at the beginning of the track where you boost around and use the boost pads to keep your speed up. Then there's this boost pad, it's kind of string, so if you hit that boost pad, you hit these ones in the water, and then this one on the left side, and that boosts you through that section fairly quickly. And if you brake drift around here, you'll get, consistent speed. It'll help you stay ahead of SPBs. If you need to get away quickly, like you're in a further back place and you really need a boost ahead, if you've got some speed shoes, this route will definitely help you out. In terms of generally what you do want to see, speed characters, not all that helpful, except for this long stretch at the end, and characters with good drifting get a chance to shine on the tough corners of the tracks. That said, let's move on to the next one. Way through, and we're on to Northern District. Now, there's lots of strong straightaways on this track, so generally, speed characters are preferred. Metal, regular Sonic, and then Knuckles can also do some tight drifts on this map. But the main shortcut of this track, which you're about to see, involves a very sharp turn, which is why handling characters, provided that you're in further back places, can catch up if you know the track well enough. On top of all of the very tight corners towards the end, as you can see, I'm barely making it round the corner. The beach to the left of the starting line has items on it, which can be useful if you're in a further back spot and you just want to pick up maybe some speed shoes or enlargement, invincibility power up, just to get yourself through. The far left path through the hazard signs, contains lots of boost pads, but also some trap holes, so if you think you can keep it up and not fall into a hole, that is potentially faster, provided that you don't have any speed shoes to give yourself a boost through that industrial shortcut. Now, coming into the final lap, and the final route around the track, which I obviously won't be showing off here. The gate to the park can actually open up at certain intervals. You'll see it on the left there. There's a little boost pad. The gate will open up and you can go straight through the park, and that doesn't count as off-road terrain either, which means that if the gate's open, you may as well go for it, because it's a straight cut through the middle of that field. Keep your eye out as you're coming around the turns, and just generally observe, and you'll be fine. Fourth course inside of the Cup, which is Darkville Garden. Lots of drifts here. Definitely recommending strong drift characters like Robotnik and Tails. Robotnik for more advanced players if you know how to brake, and then Tails if you are generally newer and less experienced with the game. Sonic and Sonic specifically will have a hard time because there's not many straightaways on this map. Metal Sonic is kind of saved by his large weight, so like Eggman, you can drift around corners fairly safely, but Sonic doesn't really have a safety net at all. He just kind of flies off the corners. Knuckles, obviously the middle of the road character, is good for this track as well. Lots of spaces for him to build up boosts. Let's get into some of the shortcuts on this map in the final lap. So, you can cut across the grass and jump off this ramp. I failed because I suck. As you've already seen me do, there is this cut where you just boost across the grass. It's having to go around the corner. And if you actually go left and go over that hill and use it as a jump, you can jump straight down into this section of the map. It's quite a big time save, but you need 2 sneakers to do it, so you won't do it often. Anyway, that's that. Finally, the big daddy of the Ring Cup, Daytona Speedway. Now, lots of hairpin turns on this map. You want a character with a strong drift. It doesn't matter who it is, as long as you can drift, you're set. You have to drift on this track, and I cannot stress that enough. It's incredibly important. This boost pad right here, first shortcut, you can use it to completely skip that turn, which has an oil slick on it, which can be devastating if you're being chased by an SPB. This hairpin turn, if there's an SPB on your ass, I'm sorry buddy, you gotta string together blue drifts the whole way down that thing, and all the way through this. If there's an SPB on your ass in this track, you're basically fucked. Anyway, sorry that was my Discord, not yours. Alright. In terms of characters, speedy characters like Metal and Sonic fare well on the straightaways, while these corners are really a big problem for them, unless you brake properly, like I am shown in this clip. Eggman, Tails and Knuckles will have an easy time on this track, and if you use boosts to shortcut yourself across the off-road grass, you'll generally be fine. Another kind of precaution would be generally try and avoid conflict of the players, especially on these turns. If you have an item on here and unleash it, you'll usually hit someone. Either way, that's it for this video. See you in the next one. So, that was it for the first episode of Track Attack. If there's anything else you'd like to see relating to SRV2, then please let me know. Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you actually know when I'm making videos, because my upload schedule is a little bit whack, to say the least. Also, in terms of upcoming content or things that you can expect from me, I want to make a track attack for each of the other cups in game in the order they're unlocked. So next will probably be the Sneaker Cup, at least in this series. If you guys want to see other kind of series from SRB2 or online clips from me playing the game, any kind of feedback at all would be greatly appreciated. Does good for the YouTube algorithm, apparently. Who knows? Anyway, next time we'll be on the Sneaker Cup reviewing that. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye. And have a nice day, evening, and or night. So long.